Everything is a state. You can be any man, any woman that you want to be, when you understand the mystery of states. A state is simply an attitude of mind, a body of belief, a phase of experience.
Imagine you had everything you wanted. Everything. Imagine you were everything you ever wanted to be. And capture that feeling.
What you want is the emotion. What you want is the good feeling. The other stuff's just the justification that you give for having it.
You attract what you feel, what you are, what you...
So I don't know how anybody can disagree with that. It's just... ask any physicist, they'll tell you that it's true.
In The Secret, they say you get what you want, you know, and what is missing. And what Neville said and what has come to me and what I got from the I Am discourses and what I get from the New Testament, which I read before I did this, is that you say, I will attract into my life what I am, not what I want.
A state is an attitude of mind, a state of experience with a body of beliefs which you live by. Always expressing a state, you identify yourself with it by saying, I am poor, or I am rich, I am known, or I am unknown, I am wanted, or I am unwanted. I could go on indefinitely, because there are infinite states into which an individual son of the Most High may fall. The New Testament begins, the time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent and believe the gospel. The word repent means a radical change of attitude. Your attitude need not be towards another, but an attitude regarding self. If you feel you have nothing to live for, you must repent by changing your attitude radically from that state. Don't condemn yourself for the state into which you have fallen. If you don't like it, move into another. Don't feel sorry for yourself, for if you do, you will make the state a habit and remain there for the rest of your days on earth. You don't have to remain in a state if you have made a mistake. You can change states in the morning, noon and night, but the state to which you most constantly return constitutes your dwelling place. It is from there you are going to live and perpetuate until you move in thought. The being that you really are descended to the weakness of the flesh, causing you to experience the state you are now in. Contemplate another state, and the same being who brought your present form into being will restore and make alive the other state, the state desired. This he will continue to do until his purpose is fulfilled. That purpose is to follow a certain pattern back into the unity of being.
In other words, I want prosperity because I will feel better, and I want a lover because I will feel better, and I want this because I will feel better. Hear that. Your emotion is your primary manifestation. And if you can hear that, if you can leave with that today, if you can know it in the way we know it, then you will have control of the only manifestation that matters, which is the way you feel. And when you get control of that one, you've got control of every other manifestation.
Now let's try to understand how attraction ties in with this concept and wipe away the confusion. It's not states that attract each other. It's the natural expressions of one state that multiply and magnify themselves. Here's where Neville's concept gives you the freedom. You're free to abandon the state of which expressions you don't like and assume a state that would express what you want. So with the famous example, when you want riches but feel poor, your awareness tells you you're poor. You'll express poverty and whatever it includes. You can't attract riches with this mindset. You need to feel yourself rich first. When you feel rich, this state will express itself accordingly, and you'll experience how its expressions multiply. Or when you feel rejected, you'll keep experiencing or expressing rejection in a department that puts you in this state. And later, still entertaining it, you'll start noticing rejection in other departments: personal life, work, your credit card getting declined, etc. If you want to be wanted, You need to assume a state of being wanted and accepted. States can be very specific too. You can be in a state of your coworker being a douche. As long as your awareness confirms that your coworker is a douche, you cannot attract them being nice. You need to switch to a state of your coworker is nice in order to see this state expressed. Neville teaches the law of assumption, not the law of attraction. However, the acronym LOA is the same. You assume a state and see it express itself.
Don't say I am depressed, because if you say I am depressed, you connect with depression, and the universal source, God, whatever you want to call it, will align in such a way to offer you whatever it is.
More depression.
Here's some more depression. I am unhappy. I am depressed. So by placing into your imagination what you want and assuming the feeling of that wish as already fulfilled, you go through your life feeling that. When enough of us do that, we will transform this planet. I'm telling you, it can be done.
All states exist and are a fixed part of creation. Anyone can enter a state consciously or fall into a state inadvertently. You may move into different states throughout your lifetime, or you may occupy a single state. Desire is what usually motivates us to move from one state to a higher level. Since a state is total and complete in itself, when we enter a state, we are compelled to behave in a manner dictated by that state. For instance, in the state of poverty, we would find ourselves constantly in need of funds. We would have difficulty making ends meet and have no way to enjoy luxuries. Should we be given a large sum of money, if we remain in the state of poverty, filling our mind with thoughts of lack and limitation, we would soon find ourselves without funds, and again experiencing the same difficulties. The reverse would be true if we occupied a state of wealth. When we are in a state, we see only the contents of that state and are compelled to act in accordance with all that the state entails. While in a particular state, you believe certain things are true and would find it difficult to understand another point of view. In the state of poverty, it is easy to focus your thoughts on the problems of providing food, shelter, and clothing. When you succeed in moving out of this state, you no longer find it difficult to acquire these things. Most people attribute this change of fortune to a change in circumstances. However, unless you have moved from the state of poverty, no change in circumstance would be permanent. Rather, moving out of one state and into another in your imagination automatically creates a change in your outer world. The Bible has personified every type of state and calls these states by names known to us as Moses, Noah, Job, Peter, Andrew, and Jesus. Throughout our journey, we enter these states and experience all that they offer. The last state we will enter is the state of Jesus Christ. In this state, we become aware that we are God, the Father, and that we have a Son, symbolized as David, who personifies the sum total of all humanity. The journey begins with Adam, who fell asleep and dreamed the dream of life, and then entered the myriad states to gain the experiences necessary before awakening. When you enter the state of Jesus, you know yourself to be God, and your journey into this world of death is then complete.